Machado making news through this series. Again, he's had a good postseason for the Dodgers, a very good season since being traded over. But his lack of alacrity, shall we say, on that ground ball, going to first base, has brought some scrutiny. Also, he had two bad slides last night as well, and one where it caused a double play where he got dinged for it. Ken Rosenthal interviewed Machado, and the piece he put out on The Athletic this afternoon. And he had this to say, among other things. Obviously, I'm not going to change. I'm not the type of player that's going to be Johnny Hustle and run down the line and slide to first base and, you know, whatever can happen. That's just not my personality. That's not my cup of tea. That's not who I am. Going on to say, it does look bad. It looks terrible. I look back at the video and I'm like, whoa, what was I doing? You know, just the emotions of the game. I'm the type of player that has stayed in the zone. I'm playing, and I'm just in the zone. You know, having read Ken's entire piece, I think the quotes look bad. Like, just like the video looks bad, the quotes look bad. He does not come off as cocky in the interview with Ken. He comes off as just honest. So you're the modern ball player. Give me your take on Machado and what he's saying here.
Well, I think I am slightly skewed because I know him personally, so I know how intense he is and how big of a competitor he is. So, yes, when he talks like that, you may think, maybe he doesn't, he's not hustling, and he's saying that he's not going to change. But then later on, you see him admit that he didn't really like this play right here, that he did not hustle the way he knows he should. So, if a conversation ever happens, we would go something like this, like, hey, I'm going to run these balls out from now on, just give him a firm, nice sprint to first base, because it's just the professional way, and he'll be the first one to admit it. He'll be the first one to say and offer that alternative, right? And I expect him to pick it up here in the next couple games. He gets caught up in the game. That's basically what he said. I was frustrated, roll over the pitch, and you don't run the ball out.
Right.
Has nothing to do with his desire to win or his desire to do well. So I think it's very easy to look at those quotes, John, and kind of say, Machado, you know, he's not playing hard. No, I think we get a little bit deeper than that. It's not acceptable. He has to run those balls out, and he admitted it right there in that piece.
He did say, he goes, I'm expecting to launch the ball 300 feet, and then I hit one in the hole, and so he's disappointed. I would say, John, also, that is pretty deep in the hole. That requires a long throw. You know, you're fighting for every base in October. You kind of need him. We don't need it in June. We don't want that extra single if it's going to blow out your hamstring. But now is actually when you should fight for every base, right?
Yeah. And when you look at that play, when Arcia fielded the ball, he looked like, okay, I'm in the hole. I'm going to have to come up. And then he saw he wasn't running. He was able to gather himself a couple steps, threw a strike, threw him out. Look, here's my take on it. As a, you know, as a old school baseball guy, yeah, you want to see what you said. How many times have you seen the routine ground ball where the guy goes 80%, not 40, 50% like he did there? They go down, they go hard enough that if there is an errant throw, they're going to get there. He never gave himself a chance. Look, here's the thing. Manny Machado is a gifted player. Manny Machado likes to play. You look at the baseball card, it's 159, 160, 161 games every night. He's going to come out into the market at 26. People are going to look and say, that's an electric talent. Here's what you're not going to buy. You're not buying a leader at 26 years old. What you're buying is a neutral. You're got a guy that likes to play. You're hoping you'll get a neutral positive, but you don't want a neutral negative. And if he grows into being, you know, more of a positive type leader, but, you know, I agree with Carlos. I think, you know, some guys, when they come out and they have to defend themselves, you know, he did show some honesty there, but he also came across as being, you know, Manny, just say, look, it won't happen again. I'm going to go ahead and get it on.
That would make it easier. And we're the media, but we're trying to be understanding about this, not just, oh, what could he be thinking? Where I think you could have a real issue with it is, what is he doing at second base? That's where, again, when you're costing your team bases, right, that's when it matters. And he got lucky on that first slide into second last night. Didn't get called for it. He threw his arm up in the air. But he got called for it on the second one, Carlos, and it was a double play. And about every base really counts. Dave Roberts had to try to explain this away, and he had no explanation for it.
You know, right here, you know, in his mind, he's thinking, I need to break this double play up, right? So there's no, say, ill intent. I'm doing this because I'm not trying to do my job. He is trying to do his job. So he needs to know how to clean it up a little bit, John. Just be like, okay, I know the rules. I have to slide straight into the base, and that's how I help my ball club. Not by doing that. But you can tell right there, his intent is, I need to break up this double play. Now, did he go outside the rules? Yes, and it cost his team. But the intent is different. Intent is positive. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, he did it the wrong way, and it ended up hurting the LA Dodgers.
Right. I mean, every base makes a difference.
Yes,
Everything
yes.
builds on each other. And there it's not even helping. And even, again, Dave Roberts after the game was saying, they said, do you have conversations like that? He goes, yes, we do. We tell them what they can do and what they can't do. And he was doing no good there. It wasn't helping the team at all.
Yeah, I mean, look, what ends up happening is you start to get perception. You start to look up and you go, okay, the guy didn't run it out. Now he comes in. Look, I agree. He was going in hard, doing what he was supposed to do. And if you go in hard and you make an effort for the base, nobody's going to say anything. Reaching in and grabbing him, I think that's the thing that got him in the other. But, you know, what you end up with is you look on the other side, you got the Brewers. They're out there, you know, busy, grinding, you know, doing everything. And you've got this uber-talented team led by a mid-season trade, an import, if you will. And they come in and, you know, they're sort of a little lackadaisical. And now we're doing, all of a sudden, a little public perception comes in there and they go, hey, you know, what kind of energy here is going on around the Dodgers? I don't think that's accurate, but stuff like this, back-to-back days, gets in. I think it gets in the way of what it is you're trying to do.
Right. I normally hate that narrative. Oh, gritty and gutty and they're fun. But
Postseason.
You win in a playoff game, it's one, and then it's another, and it's another, and then you move on, and the other guys stay home. So it can all add up.
Yelich chops to short, tough play. Machado, base hit. Yelich can do it all. He's got legs, he can run. He steals bases, hits for power. Machado did all he could, but it's an infield hit. Speed's a wonderful thing, and certainly we measure every hit these days by the exit velocity, and that'll tell you nothing right here because that's all he can have done with his legs.